Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. That was annoying as hell. Oh, tag. Well, we're still good. Once the damn shaders load again. It's like the game doesn't realize I'm trying to do shit here. Loading. We're almost loaded. Wonder where I end up. Okay.
I've got my grandson back thanks to you, Aloy.
Try not to be stupid again, kid.
It will take time, but I believe the rest of the clan will accept Cavo back.
Hey, Pavo. Don't be stupid. Okay, let's try this shit again. Okay, quests. Let's try this again. Side quest. Like the full route. Okay, yeah. All I need to just come back there.
Hold strength to Hikaru soldier.
Youngster.
Have you
That
pulled
is
something?
That is a hard. Whatever that. I'll deal with Thor March later. I need to go back to Plain Song now. I love how it's pretty much a straight diagonal path, man. What are you? Says it looks. Let's get those shaders compiled. You know, without crashing this time. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's do this.
Protect Riverhead!
I mean, imagine how this must be, man. You know, just imagine you're fighting for your life and then somebody just teleports in.
We can't let them defile our home! We can't let them defile our home!
We've been holding off for a while. Faffing around doing other shit.
Push back! Do not let them through!
Okay, I see you.
We can't let them defile our home!
Change of plans.
Save those smiles for your families. The Tanakh understand only strength, and ours was a poor display at best. They will be back. You, the one who actually won this fight for us. A word.
Cause you sound like you pissed
I
off.
want
at me.
everyone fortifying the pass.
Your
Green
warriors
as early
seem-
spring. There are children playing with sticks. It's all I can do to keep them alive. It'll only get harder. So far, the rebels have sent mere scouts. But it won't be long till they return for an all-out assault. And if they bring machines with them, we'll need a lot more than eager hearts to win.
You seem to know a lot about Tenakth tactics.
Back when the Tenakth clans pushed back the Carja raiders, I joined the fight.
The Tenakth taught you how to fight?
More than that, they taught me how to work with metal. I'm probably the only Utaro who can. Never thought I'd be using what I learned then to fight against them now. We may speak freely here.
Yeah, as soon as I, hit a safe point, it's fine.
So, what's the plan?
The plan was making new weapons for my so-called fighters. I send my best climber, Voss, up the drum route to get the materials we need. Wide maws leave metal pods we use for crafting at its summit. But the derangement has made them as dangerous as the climb to reach them. Voss has yet to return. We have defenses to set up, and we are running out of time. If the Savior of Meridian is willing to lend us her strength a little longer, I believe you can get us what we need.
You know who I am.
Red hair, bow, fights better than 10 warriors put together. You're well known, and so is your little disagreement with the chorus.
I understand what this place means to your people, but you're outnumbered and under-equipped. We could leave, head to safety.
And then what?
Have you ever seen a flower so small and white? When it falls, it looks like snow in spring. My daughter called them winter song. She carried their seeds to the day she drew her last breath. Now those seeds grow in the grove at the heart of River Hem, planted by my own hands, as do the ones of every brother and sister taken from us during the Red Raids. I will not abandon them.
I'm sorry about your daughter.
The raids took her from me. I found my peace in every Carja that fell beneath my spear. Now all I have left of her is planted in the grove here. No Tenakth will force me out.
Do all Utaru carry seeds with them?
We are given our pouches soon after we're born. When we die, the seeds are buried. A reminder that our deaths bring new life. It is how we remain one with the rhythm of the world.
I wonder if he said we get the pouches, which makes me wonder, do they put the seeds in the pouches then? Or do they wait till you're older and let you choose your own seeds? Do they change out their seeds every so often, depending on how their views and values change? I wish I knew. Game does not say. But, keep an eye on Varl.
What makes the path up to the drum route so dangerous?
It's a cave of sunken passages and gaping caverns that only the very skilled can navigate. It serves as a safe haven for my people, but machines have patrolled its deepest passageways ever since the derangement. Even so, River Hem and the Grove live off its waters. We are connected to it as much as we are to the seeds growing behind you.
What exactly do you do around here?
I am the Metal Weaver of River Hem. But all you really need to know about me is that I plan to keep my people alive. Thanks to you, we might actually have a chance at that.
Good goal. Good goal.
Tell me more about these metal pods.
They are tricky to collect. The Wide Maws sow them. One must be quick enough to gather them before the soil and water take them. But their metal is among the sturdiest I've ever weaved. Without them, our chances of survival are slim.
Oh, if there's no convincing you to leave, I guess we're making some weapons.
You have my thanks. There's no time to waste. Follow me. This way. With those pods and a whole lot of luck, we just might get out of this alive.
Moving on.
Let's hope these sprouts can hold their ground against a squad of machines. I can only cover so much ground, and my joints aren't what they used to be.
Fair enough.
Looked to me
man.
like they chose to stay here as much as you did.
It'll be the fight of their lives, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude, my joints ain't what they used to be either. Poor guy. I'm not sure if Q
Almost
is older
there.
or younger than me, but yeah, I feel
This is
that
the best we
joints
can
ain't
do
what
to
they used to be.
hide those. But if we fall, to not find them sooner than later. We're here.
I can take it from here. I'll get the pods your people need. Don't worry. Guess I better start finding my way up to the top.
And now we're going to make it impossible for me to see what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, okay.
I need to find a way up there.
Bonk! That thing literally landed on my head, just bounced right off. Ain't no thing.
Falling.
Yeah, how the fuck do I get up there? Unless we go over here. Seems sus, but let's try it. Does look like a way to go here. If I go through this tunnel, it'll bring me somewhere.
I'm guessing that's Faust. These wounds were made by machines. I should take a seed pouch to Q.
I will give this man a pea pouch when I'm done getting it. Well, anyway, this is not the first time you heard about the seeds. You have to hear about them in the first already did.
Takes care of that. Let's find a way up these caves.
Cool your head, burrower. There we go. There's a way up. I just need to go yoink on the side of the wall here. Yeah, grab it. Whew. Okay, good job, Aloy. Rats fall to your death, Aloy. Or at least don't make me go do this jump again. Yeah, hopefully I haven't screwed up. Okay. I will have to come back because metal vine. But that's okay. They're all on the map. It's all good. Yay, and in case I fall. I'm not seeing anything. I'm getting there, but I'm getting closer to the surface. We just gotta find our way up. Yeah, could you load your shit in properly so I can fucking see? The lighting is not helping me. Okay. There's something to grab onto. Never mind that I couldn't see it. Hey, Aloy, if you could actually give me some advice, I'd appreciate it. Especially since, well, let's be honest, the game is not being very cooperative. Wait a minute. How am I supposed to get the fuck up there? I see you, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get to you. Let's start over here. You know, if this game's graphics would load in properly, it'd probably be a lot easier on me. Well, I know it's too late for the bird. Give me a second. Yeah, plausible decision, more like dubious decision. Oh, God. Come on, Internet, go a little faster. I know that Aloy takes a lot of it out of you, but still. I need to get over there, but I'm not. I need to go over there, I need to go over there, but how do I get to there? If I can get over here, I can make that jump, but I'm not seeing how. Oh, now I see it. Why didn't she grab the grapple point, Aloy? I hit the button. Okay, where is that ladder again? But at least I know. Even if Aloy refused to do her job and use the grapple point.
Don't think I'm getting anywhere through here.
No, that's not where we need to go. Yep. Banned for plausible decision. Because we don't play that here. No scammers allowed. Can't mess with that yet. Just get your lighting sorted out, gang. Okay, so gotta go over here. I'm seeing where I need to go, but not necessarily how to get there. Which, actually, that's not true. Because I saw the grapple point, even if the game refused to go for it. But it's a step. Progress. Okay. Oh, come on, get up there. Fuck! There are climbing points. They're just a little higher. I gotta do it again. But at least I landed here. Yep. Yoink! Grab it. Okay. Good. Up. So do it. Okay, that should make it. There. Okay. It's hard when the light is so fucked. But, and over there, I'm good. Okay, well there's the hole. And I've been on this high point. What do you want from me, game? No? You know, it's probably something really stupidly tiny I'm missing. There we go. Oh. Hop, skip, and jump. Come in here, little man.
This'll break my fall.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing over here that I can work with. should get presents. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Unless you just want me to get to that rock in the middle and sort it out. Okay, wait. I thought I saw something. No, that's where
If I
guess
time it right, I might be able to jump and use my polecaster to get to the other side.
Yeah, but then what, Aloy? Because you've already been up here. Unless that's a different trip site, I don't know. Oh wait, it might be. I don't see the other one now. Stand up. We gotta do this perfectly or it's going to end in shit. Thank you. We may have actually pulled this off. Well, it's at least a new area. No, not going back down there. Even for a legendary chest. Yeah. You can have as much purple shit as you want. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm gonna have to come back for that flower anyway. Oh god, start now.
Made it. Time to find those wide maws.
Took me long enough, but we got it. Now, ideally, I don't want to fight the wide ones. I just want to get behind their asses and pick up their shit.
There they are.
Do not
Those pods
judge
they
me
ejected.
for wanting to pick up wide
They
ones.
must be the ones Q needs. Looks like I can just pick them up once they fall to the ground. If I'm quiet enough,
That's sure gonna be a problem.
I can get them without the machines ever knowing I'm here.
You don't see me. You're gonna be a problem. Duck until they're not looking anymore. Go back down, try to get a few more. Ooh. And it's not like I can't take down the wide maws of the burrowers, but I need them alive.
Got it.
you can be sus all you want, but I need you to chill out so I can steal your fertilizer. The poop pods. Crap containers. Okay, good. Well, it's 2 of the burrows down, so hopefully give me enough room in here. Mind you, it won't be a problem.
This one should do. Pass. Just gonna keep low and quiet.
I didn't see shit. Gotta be stealthy. Gotta be sneaky, sneaky.
That's all the pods. Time to get out of here.
Remember how we're gonna go. I'm not here for you. I got what I just took your shit and ran, okay? That's all I'm trying to do here. That's the nice thing about this game. Aloy does not have to kill every single machine.
Relief.
Yeah, the nice thing is the game is usually set up where you can just kind of take some shortcuts on the way back. None of this uphill, both way shit. No, I got to the top of the hill. Fuck you. I'm just gonna go down.
There we go. Good glide in.
Yes, on the wings of the tent.
I'm back at the cave entrance. I can make my way back to Riverham from here.
Yep, that's all I'm trying to do.
I got what you needed.
Not a moment too soon. Did you find Voss?
I brought his seed pouch back.
I pray it'll be the last I bury. But now I need to get the weapons ready.
Let's hope it'll be enough.
It'll have to be.
guess. Well, correction. They're starting a fight. I'm finishing it. Let's take the loot. Protect the seeds of the fallen. That's beautiful. I mean, there's people like that in the
You were about to say something.
Of course, what's funny is I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what they do with their bodies. We see basically memorials, but we don't
You were
see
saying
actual. But we don't see actual grave sites for the Utaru. Oh, hi. I'm gonna use this on you. Hold still. Maybe I won't. It would look super cool if I did. Are you still a problem? Okay, who the fuck is Kaboom.
Guess these young ones knew how to aim after all. We owe you this victory, Huntress.
It wasn't my strategy or craft that got us here, Q. I just brought in some parts.
Even so,
Modest.
I want you
Yes!
to know they did good by my people. It'll do good by you.
Yes!
Take good care of it.
Be safe out there.
Oh, this bow is the shit. This bow does so much tear, if memory serves. Although it will need upgraded, so it won't fire.
Outsider. Outlander,
Yes.
it is an honor to be in your presence, Huntress. What have you been up to?
The first bloom of the winter song. I can feel the heaviness of my years fade away just by looking at.
They're beautiful.
It was good to see the young ones fight for this place. I'll be damned if those sprouts didn't hold their own. Strong as the roots of a proud tree. Just don't tell them I said that.
Your secret's safe.
Now, I better make sure our newly victorious warriors don't injure themselves while celebrating.
They're still idiots, but they're my idiots. Ah, yes. That is a pretty... That doesn't look like a... That's like a little sapling. Ew, how long has it been? How old was she? But yeah, I like that. These sprouts don't hurt themselves celebrating.
If you want to improve your next hunt, let's trade.
Because believe me, there are people who will fuck themselves up celebrating. We all know somebody who's engaged in the Mad Dog 2020 or the Everclear. I mean, I have all sorts of alcoholics in my family. I'm not an alcoholic. You know why? Because I'm a teetotaler. I just said no. Well, certainly upgrading the power shots. Yay! Okay. That's beautiful. And I can't do anything else with it, but that's fine. Oh god, rock blade breakers. Annoying bastards. Okay. Although I will say, you know, look, regardless of what we can say about their clothes and their fashion sense, they know how to build. I mean, these people are building with wood, vine, and fucking tree, and just weaving grass together. And it looks sturdy as hell. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if most of their structure was still alive, though, which would make sense because, you know, well moisturized trees do not burn as well.
Aloy, I can't believe it. I came back ready for a fight and instead found that you had already ended one.
Alec wasn't alone. Your people are lucky to have Keel leading them.
Stubborn as weeds, that one. I'm just glad we're all back in Riverhymn. For good, this time. May the land always bloom in your steps, Aloy.
Where is the... Okay. Where's the... This way. But yeah, they got a creek here, and I'm pretty sure the way these little hills are shaped, I mean, these are trees. This is a grove. This is just beautiful. And I'm sure the ridges help to control the flow of water so things don't go all over the place, too. I mean, it's a lot more complex than I would have ever figured out. Okay, quests. Side. Haven't figured that out yet. Don't care about that. Worry about you later. Okay. Okay. Apparently, the only thing I need to do now is... I mean, I'll definitely get more, but... Yeah, map. I'm going back to base. You want to go in on the west side, because the east side's a little... It can be a little persnickety. least that was my personal experience. But then again, I once spent like half an hour trying to figure out how to get back into the place. I know better now.
Not cold enough for snow.
Oh. Nice. I usually end up, that's not usually where I end up when I do that. I usually end up, at the campfire where that rumor chick was. But I will fucking take it. Give me that. Sadly, this specific spot will be important. I won't say why, but it will be.
Like this? Oh,
Bright light, bright light!
You're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
and my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Aloy found up north. Gotcha.
See if you remember this, guys.
They call it a concussion beat party or something. Yeah, now that's music.
Concrete beach party.
Aloy! Erend, you're all better.
I am so glad for that little callback.
Well, the world only goes on if you can do your thing. We learn fast enough, we help make that happen. You want all the backup you can get, right?
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom.
I love all the
You should know your
comparisons.
Tanath friend arrived.
Kotallo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training.
Oh my.
Come along.
Okay.
Aloy's like, huh? Aaron's like, eh. see you,
And I
but rise
delivered your
above.
message to
There's a
Talana.
great song called Rise Above.
She headed for
it's
that
about
Oseram camp
this
you two
show
were looking for,
this
to the
game,
southwest.
Ow! That is focus thing's trying to kill me. You did.
But I
almost
love how everyone's got their
drown
own
me.
slang, idioms, whatever
Not
you
on
want to call it.
purpose.
It's okay, I took it. It's for me. Some good shit these people find. But, you know, his is all about, his euphemisms are all about forge and hammers. Varl talks about, you know, not becoming hunter in a day. She talks about seeds.
Wow, this place is starting to come alive.
Yeah, and Gaia placed all the data she got from your focus into that archive room. With the focuses you gave us, we'll be able to access it at our own pace. You know, learn and train. And if you need us, we'll be there to fight at your side.
Got it. Thanks, Varl.
Yeah, at this point, they know that pushing is not going to help her. She kind of has to come to it on her own, but she has accepted that she does need their help, but she needs them to help learn.
I'm guessing you've spoken with Kotallo?
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
See, everybody's fucking learning. You know, they're all from different tribes. You know, aside from Varl and Aloy, and Aloy, despite the Nora, is one of her titles. So you got all the people from different tribes, and they're like, okay, well, let's make this work between us. We can learn about each other.
I'm guessing Talana didn't stay for long?
You got that right. Makes you wonder what this Amadis guy did to grab her attention.
Whatever it was, she didn't tell me.
Must be quite a story.
I guess she'll tell us when she's ready. How's everyone handling their focus?
And we all have our difficult moments. Aerith definitely curses the most. But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness prevails.
Yeah, if the Oseram has decided he's going to learn this, he's going to learn it. Even with his sausage fingers.
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in. No one snapped their bowstrings yet.
Keyword, yet.
How's, training with Zoe?
You know we really are training.
Mostly.
Mostly. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can already. I'd be a fool to refuse her help.
Of course. You guys reading something over there?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected back in Nora territory, and All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my ancestors were trapped inside, without the knowledge from Apollo to guide them.
Thanks to Ted Faro.
I hate that guy.
Yeah. I wonder how it must have felt when they were finally free.
Confused,
The world must
lost.
have seemed so beautiful.
Not to mention terrifying. They weren't much more than kids.
And they became an entire tribe.
Looks like I was wrong about the
Yeah.
Zeniths.
But, you
The
know,
ship didn't
everybody
explode
had
its
that
way to
beginning.
Sirius like everyone thought.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, too. But still, a tribe settling amongst the stars.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl. That one Zenith almost killed me.
You did.
That didn't stop you from resurrecting Gaia. Won't stop us from using Hephaestus against them.
Let's hope that's enough. Think you can hold the fort while I'm gone?
If Aaron stops listening to the same music over and over again, maybe.
We're the last
We'll be
girls
fine.
on Earth. Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
It's fun to talk to
a nice
everyone.
place.
well, it's not like I built it or anything.
Right. Well, I can see why you had your doubts about bringing us along. It is a lot to take in. But don't worry. That's nothing I can't handle.
Right.
Because there are plenty of machines to beat
How
up.
are you settling
And
in?
Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land. when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior of Meridian.
Avad would like Aloy to live, so yes, he is fine with you being there.
You've met our new Tanakh friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
Yeah, people think the Yasuram are all oh, wait. They think they're all tinkers. Oh, wait.
So Talana came by the base?
Yeah, more like rushed through. I was hoping she'd stay for a drink at least. Only Carja I've ever met who's any fun. But it seemed like she had more pressing matters to attend to.
He likes Avad. He doesn't think he's any fun. There is a difference. But then again, Avad has to go through all the protocols. God, I would hate being royalty, having to wear dresses and shit.
I see Varl gave you a focus.
It doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the Forge, the things I've been able to see. Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the Sundom. And now I do, sort of. It makes me feel like I could be useful, you know?
And that's all
it takes some time, but yeah. I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal berries. But I've gotten used to seeing impossible things, thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Well, that would be boring.
I better go.
Right. Yeah, I'll leave you to it.
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
Uh-huh.
Have you gone back to Plainsong at all?
I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to tell them. The chorus already thinks me a thorn in the thicket. If they knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all this. No. For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Aloy has several focuses, but you know, they haven't been made in a while. And she doesn't have, you know, a way to get a whole bunch more of them. You know, pretty much all the focuses she has are, you know, from All Mother Mountain. So we can't give everyone a focus yet. It's not that Aloy wants to restrict knowledge, it's that, you know, there's not enough resources to go around yet. You teach your teachers and then your teachers teach others as you can.
Sounds like you met my friend Talana.
Yes. The Carja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red Raids. But Varl tells me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah. She's one of the good ones. Trust me. You've spoken with Kotallo?
A few words. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
So I'm guessing she showed her the alphabet.
I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did, though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here, it is humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement. But some veterans still remain in the plains.
I've been meaning to ask, what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on. But we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotage their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvests passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter. Right, I should probably go.
I shall return to our training then.
Yes, training. Y'all fucking.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Cool.
The old ones used holograms for everything.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
There's only one bed.
That looks like one of the Utaru's land gods. Like the one we killed in the sacred cave.
Aw.
I'm not sure I'll ever fully understand, but seeing
I
something
think the
that
game wants
represents
it to be very
life
clear
and
that they're
prosperity
fucking.
turned into a weapon. It couldn't have been easy for Zoe.
Train the body, train the mind. Aloy.
It's good to see you.
He's actually smiling,
I'm
kinda.
guessing you've got a lot of questions.
That's a smile for him.
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place. Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then. You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light, from the east side,
I mean,
allowing
I know
the
which glyph you
Tenakth
mean,
to raise it.
Glyph.
That must have gotten you some attention.
GIF, you mean? But
Indeed.
I don't recall having that one.
I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Just the regular one. I had the
Why'd you leave?
shake snake and the spinning
I
snake.
became a marshal.
Oh well, not complaining.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself. Even though he knew perfectly well, I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the Wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Kulrut. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings. And
airplanes.
Leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. And it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom. And the awe it must have inspired.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the Focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines? That answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Not in 1,000 years.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
Yeah, these Tenakth, they're not loose cannons. Oh, they're cannons! But they are very well aimed and trained cannons.
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see an Utaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I'm mistaken.
He doesn't seem upset about this. He's like, okay, new information, thank you.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. May the Ten walk with you.
Yeah. Well, only one override is really important.
Looks like this room's changed. Is that your doing, Gaia?
Yes. I have repurposed the displays to track the cauldrons you have acquired data from.
Don't need to go down a hole.
Do you like hearing me butchered? I sure do.
Nothing of worth down there right now. I promise I'm looking for something. I'll know when I find it. That's cool, man. Just, I love the interior. Okay, this is not where I need to be. I need to go back inside. God damn it. Why are you doing this, Light? I'll go to Gaia last.
Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your companions thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them. I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe. Elizabeth put all of her faith in Gaia. And Gaia put all of her faith in me.
No pressure, Aloy.
If I can do it all, recover the subfunctions, defeat For Zenith, heal the world, I'd like to think Elizabeth would be proud.
Aloy, Elizabeth would be proud of you just for what you did in the first game.
My old spear. Rust helped me make it. And I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now.
It's been about a year, girl.
When Varl found me after the Hades Proving Lab, I thought I saw Rust. I don't think he'd understand any of this. Or what I have to do. But still, wish he was here.
He would understand that you are precious to him and you need help.
This is the rite of passage that Vashav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home.
Well, yeah. Shit happens.
Regala's attack at the embassy. The marshals ambushed and surrounded, killed one by one. Reminds me of the massacre at the Proving. Back in the Sacred Lands. So many lives wasted. And for what?
And every so often we'll come back in here and we can let Aloy have a moment to decompress and think about shit. Because here's the thing, Aloy is a very smart woman, but I do think that she...
Good. Door's locked until Gaia can restore access.
Oh, God.
How is it solved?
It says here it had bubbles in it?
Well, we can't expect to make sense out of everything the old ones did.
Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
Sneakers that weren't used for sneaking.
Okay. Okay, now to go see... Yeah. I've harassed everyone, I've looked around, and now where I need to go. There's the stairs.
Welcome back, Aloy. When you're ready, please merge ether with me. Afterwards, I must discuss an important matter with you.
Oh, that's pretty.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Eleuthia frequency.
Eleuthia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
Yeah, just throw it on the
To
map. We'll
mountain
figure it out.
to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Eleuthia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Why would Eleuthia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Eleuthia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Eleuthia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be Eleuthia.
That is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
All right, I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? No way.
I included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap.
Everything's a trap.
But if it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Yeah, no excuses, no argument.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
Don't go sneaking out the east exit, or we'll kick your ass. Or at least try.
Aloy.
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Aaron to our conversation.
She's not even mad, she's like,
I am
sneaky,
pleased
sneaky.
you accepted their help. Is there something you wish to discuss before you depart?
Your sneakiness, no.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
Makes sense.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay. I'll keep my guard up. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Faro, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive.
He was also a dick to you. We saw that scene.
All three of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density. Perhaps you will be able to procure Eleuthia at the SOS coordinates. Artemis and Apollo, however, remain unaccounted for.
Yeah, about Apollo.
So, Poseidon, what do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But I must warn you, like the others, Poseidon is lost and frightened. It may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful. Now that you have ether, were you able to put a stop to the storms?
For the time being. All available meteorological data indicates that supercell activity has seen a dramatic decline.
Well, she did say, mitigate the worst
That'll
of the
be a
storms.
relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place
I
to
will
flood.
continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
Because they were
As
flying.
with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. One in the museum appears to have been sufficient.
And it was also
Given
about,
that the
people who
holographic
flew.
displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded
Exactly.
with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there.
Yeah, because the subordinate functions were not supposed to be AIs. That only happened because of the extinction signal, and everything went to pot.
The sole purpose of the signal was to destroy life on Earth, right? Why would descendants of Far Zenith want to do that?
At this point, we can only speculate.
I mean, Earth posed no threat to them. We don't have the technology to get in their way. We didn't even know about them.
True.
Unless... well... could it
These
be
are
that
all
they want the planet for
reasonable,
themselves?
conclusions you're making.
The strangers I ran into, they were after a Gaia backup of their own. I mean, if they did that... if they booted their own Gaia and boosted her power... until she could take control of Hephaestus. And then the whole terraforming system.
Then yes, the system could be used to do what the extinction signal failed to accomplish. Snuff out life, and then potentially to build an
Luckily,
entirely
they do
new
not have a
biosphere
copy of Hades.
to their specifications,
So they could be trying to do the same thing we are.
but with opposite results.
Extinction. Instead of salvation. Well, this is not good. You said Sirius is really far from Earth.
81 trillion kilometers, or 8.611 light years.
Right. So,
I need that
how
in
would the
American.
descendants have gotten here?
I need
On a
miles.
spacecraft much like the Odyssey, though significantly more advanced. The journey from Earth to Sirius would have taken the Odyssey almost 300 years. This appears to have been much faster. If their ship departed Sirius at the same moment the extinction signal first began transmitting, the journey was made in just 29 years at an average of 0.297 the speed of light. If they did not set out for Earth until they learned of the extinction signal's failure, the journey was even faster, a mere 13 years, or 0.662 the speed of light.
Okay, enough. You're making my head spin.
There's a lot of info.
The descendants I ran into at the Hades Proving Lab, they had a clone of Elizabeth Sobek. So that's consistent with the idea that they came here to salvage Zero Dawn technologies, right?
Yes. As your own experience demonstrates, a clone of Elizabeth Sobek functions in effect as a key to the terraforming system.
But how could they have made a clone?
The Odyssey carried approximately 200,000 human zygotes, millions of animal zygotes, and billions of plant seeds. It is conceivable that Elizabeth Sobek's genetic material was sampled, with or without her knowledge, and carried aboard the ship in storage.
That's a long, long way, Trace.
Okay, but I mean, this clone. How could she participate
That
in this?
clone is not you.
Destroying
That clone is not
Elizabeth's dream?
Elizabeth.
It's evil.
It is difficult to know. Perhaps she is loyal to the group and shares their objectives. Or perhaps she is a subordinate and has no choice but to comply with their orders.
Elizabeth Sobek, a subordinate? I don't think so.
Look, you and this beta may have the DNA of Elizabeth Sobek, but that does not make either of you Elizabeth Sobek or each other. Nature versus nurture.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
So the signal could only have been sent by someone who had thorough knowledge of the system, huh?
Yes. The signal's design was exceptionally precise and highly advanced. Were its intentions less malevolent, I would admire the intellect or intellects that produced it.
Gotta respect the hustle. Not in this case.
So if the descendants came to Earth on a spaceship, I guess we can assume that their technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes, as your encounter with them at the Proving Lab amply demonstrates.
Yeah, that's
They
not
appear
funny.
to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
Yeah, no kidding. The one I fought seemed indestructible.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart.
And
For
then they make
example,
better defense.
Assuming I absorbed Hephaestus and utilized it to create a large force of combat machines. No shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
How did you figure out that the extinction signal came from Sirius?
The key came with data on your focus, from Silent's interrogation of Hades. The duration of the signal itself, 17.22 years.
That doesn't make sense. You said that the signal took 8.6 years to arrive from Sirius. Why would the signal keep transmitting after it was received and you blew yourself up?
Because the sender didn't know that had happened until it received notice from Hades.
Which would take another 8.6 years to get back.
Correct. Only then would the sender stop broadcasting, after a total of 17.22 years. So the duration, halved, gave me the distance the signal traveled. With that in mind, I simply scanned my astronomical database for any relevant location 8.6 light-years away. Because it was Far Zenith's intended destination, Sirius was the only logical. historical source.
Fair enough, fair enough. Whew. More to talk about.
How's Kotallo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery, should he be interested.
Really? I'm sure he will be. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Bow wow.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus, after an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
That's the thing. Varl admits he's got big old sausage fingers. He is not made. He's not like an artisan, man. He is Mr. I will beat the machine to death. And laugh while doing it. Okay, this man is not meant for grace.
What is the state of the biosphere? Is the terraforming system functioning at all?
In a sense, the terraforming system never stopped functioning.
It's just
The
like
difference, since my predecessor's destruction, is that there has been no central governing intelligence to monitor its robotic agents and assign new tasks. As a result, errors have accrued, and day by day, the biosphere has gradually veered ever more sharply towards destruction. In recent months, disturbances in the biosphere have become obvious. But these bellwether phenomena offer just the merest glimpse of the complex and accelerating cycles of environmental dysfunction now driving Earth's biosphere towards collapse.
It's at this point, it's like Hades, only much slower.
And you can't do anything to stop it.
If you can return Aether, Poseidon, and Demeter to me, I can improvise modest corrections to parts of the system. Weather will improve, water will be purified, and rampant plant growth curtailed. But such corrections will not stave off collapse. They will only buy us time. Only with Hephaestus can I design and produce new robotic agents designed to permanently reverse the damage that has accumulated. All efforts must be directed toward that end.
How long do we have then?
At present rates, without additional factors, the biosphere will cross a point of no return in approximately 4 months.
And if I gather Aether, Demeter, Poseidon, merge you with them?
We will only gain a few months more.
Well, every bit counts. Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend?
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate. Though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia. So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world. All working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too.
That, or he was training his shit to fight viruses, but not good enough.
A while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Oh, poor Cyan.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
Well, shame you can't go back in this game and say, hey, Cyan, the person
There
trying
was
to
an ancient
contact you,
tank
pretty
embedded in the
cool.
bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable.
No shit.
It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
Yep.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here.
Yeah, and I know people, that was a lot of information. It was important information, though. Make do with what you can, because... yeah. Okay, back it up. Okay, that seems to be
I'll be
everything.
on my way.
I wish you safe travels.
Okay, we have enough to spend now. Yay! Just easier to wait till you got at least 10. Come on, game. Load the menu that I need. Okay, and that's everything.
Aloy, I was able to unlock another room in the main living area.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
Yeah, and by when I can, I mean now. I just gotta figure out which one it is.
The more I learn about it, the less different I see from the people of today.
Nope, been there. Been here.
Oh, looks like I can open that door now. Gaia, what was this room for?
VR
This was
Cooper.
intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
Oh, let's do that.
Trace, Ted Farrow deleted all the video games. That bastard.
Where have I seen these before?
There she is.
You ready to head out?
Yeah, let's get going.
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
I love you, Aaron. You're so fun. Oh God, you're... Yeah, look at Porco. Yeah, just damn, climbing straight up this mountain, and me trying to fucking do. Just come on, game.
Yeah, this distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
Yeah, apparently. They wanted to wear us out. Now, grabbing the rocks is one thing. But damn if you don't have to grab some ice and snow. Ugh. And Aloy isn't even wearing fucking gloves. Seriously, Aloy, why? Why don't you have any fucking hand protection? I mean, even Bo has something on his hands.
Vermin.
She just looks so surprised. Yeah, somebody shut down her shit. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to move it immediately.
Well, that takes the keg.
Burrow, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith.
Really, Shaders? You have not been doing great tonight. Actually, you haven't been doing great for a while, and I have no idea how to unfuck you.
Well, there are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Yes, come on, game.
Can't believe you fought.
Almost didn't make it.
It's very true. You had to drop a fucking thing on him. Oh, look. I know where we're at. We're by Scalding Spear. Oh, how mean. You won't let me loot any of these things? Fuck you.
Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield.
And no one of value was
Why
lost.
was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she can make it come and go at will. But it's gone now.
Yeah. Well, go do your thing.
Okay, let's listen to that,
What?
Hello, Verbena? What do you have for me?
I checked everywhere, still no sign of the asset. Can we call off this pointless search already?
Let's not forget who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that?
Hold on. I think I see something.
I'll wait here.
looking for evidence, looking for evidence. You'll come and looking for evidence with me. Oh, there's something. Yeah, just more dead people. And if there's one thing this game is full of, it is dead people.
Our weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off.
I would be piling snow on top of it.
An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else. Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? Chill air's prickling my lungs.
What a mess.
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is. All right. I think I have an idea what happened here.
Should hit the fan. But that doesn't narrow it down.
I better get back to Erend.
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up. All so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
Yep.
She was searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? The Luthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl.
Well, looks like Varl found something, and a very big something at that. That does not look natural. That looks man-made.
That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go.
Yeah, now here's the thing. If she just told Aaron to wait, he probably would have been upset. But she's like, hey, I need you to be my lookout. And he's fine with it.
Shield wings hold. There's some kind of old ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah.
Colonel.
From the proving lab.
So maybe they were after the Luthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe. Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console.
Yep. First.
This was a Far Zenith research lab. Looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthea's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
Isn't this how we started?
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Seem to.
Or anything you can blow up.
You're not wrong. Yeah. But I do enjoy their banter because it is, yeah. Because let's be honest, these two both know what happens when they go somewhere. Ship blows up and giant machines need to be broken. Cause that's just the way of the world. That's just the way of the world. As you will undoubtedly have heard by now, we have lost the brightest star among us. Research on octogenesis for the Odyssey was near and dear to Peter. And on behalf of the new High Council, I commend you all for your efforts and great strides made over the past several years. Yet, as we mourn our founder, we must also keep our gaze on the bright future ahead. To that end, we will be shifting project priorities over the coming days. You will be briefed on exciting developments in longevity research from our Tokyo and Lagos facilities, with new assignments to follow. In the meantime, all ectogenic chambers should be moved to storage. Refer to your leads with any questions.
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Find anything that might tell us what the asset is?
I don't think so.
Come on, game. We are getting the lore. Data corrupted has seen a significant improvement, decreasing the time between touch-ups that commercially available treatments like Osmanthus Rejuvigine require. As for Malik's team, the latest results from their neurophysiology experiments seem promising, and with the supplementary data provided by our Tokyo facility, we seem to be closing in on a functional first-generation implants. Meanwhile, our friends in Zurich have sent over their findings on WBE. Mixed results. A couple of promising avenues, but anything bordering on real digital transcendence looks to be a decade away, if not data corrupted. Well, Emily's not wrong, you know, trying to make shit that helps them and nothing else. This game does not even give me... I'll figure it out. You know, aside from the giant hole in it, this facility is in pretty good condition. but not more.
I can get it for my stash later.
Okay, no, you need me to go through here. Sorry.
Ectogenic chambers. Like the ones I saw inside a Zero Dawn cradle facility.
What were they for?
Remember when I told you I was made, not born? This is how.
A machine that makes
Keeps
a
on
person.
going.
That's
We
incredible.
better check in that room. Yeah.
Claire, wish you'd been on the call with me from Zero Dawn. Whoever negotiated with the deal with them was ingenious. A bunch of our old tech collecting dust and storage in exchange for a copy of all human knowledge? Talk about a bargain. And the guy heading up the Eleuthia sub-function, Patrick Brocard Klein, you could practically see sparkles in his eyes when he was bombarding us with follow-up questions on the ectogenic chambers design. It was like we were waving catnip in front of him. Anyway, they're requesting additional material on nutrition delivery. Higher-ups gave the go-ahead, so send over everything we have. Brocard Klein will probably pee his pants in glee. Hey, to be fair, it's not a bad deal. Give you ancient tech, well, not ancient tech, but give you some old tech for a copy of everything? Shit. You'd have to be stupid to refuse that offer. Okay, this is where I need to be.
This place is huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around.
That's because the Zeniths aren't very
So,
fucking intelligent and didn't get the message we
How
got.
is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, Zenith, Focus. It's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the dawn, he said he needed our help. He dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure.
Hey, Aaron's a good guy. You know? He's a good guy, man.
A control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
Who's ready for a surprise? You ready for a surprise, Trace?
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
200.
Whee! Moving the shit around, moving the shit around. That's an elaborate storage system. And it's not even for data. Look! It's beta!
Aloy,
Yeah, I know.
it's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello. Spit. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Vic. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsineth. They are ruthless, and they have Luthia, Artemis, and Apollo now. But at least they don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed. Oh, this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye.
So she's...
She's still alive.
We need to get her back to...
Oh shit, they can fly? Aloy! Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
2 of those Spectre things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
Poor girl's got open-toed shoes. Fucking...
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to Varl and the clone.
I don't remember using these. Okay, come on. Thank you.
Here it comes! Ooh, ugly one, aren't you?
The thing about the Spectres is they kind of move like... You know.
I should scan that thing. See if it has any weak spots. Gotta follow up all that active working. There.
Are you okay, Aloy?
Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Well, we're not taking the loot with us. Come on, take the money and run. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And the thing is, I don't think that technology existed, so, you know, we can't just scan it. But I'm pretty sure those are nanites.
get back up top and deal with that other Spectre. I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Aaron's not an idiot. But he does like his, he does like to break things a little bit. Yeah. Lore.
Aloy!
Aaron!
And the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
And I gotta come back here anyway. For a completely different plot-related reason.
That doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron.
Does anything you have to deal with ever sound good, Aloy?
Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
And the second you need me, I'm there. Hit it again.
What the fuck do you think I'm doing, Aaron? You know, besides trying to control a game that does not want to work today.
Aloy, get out of there! Aloy, for you!
For me, here, I'll get it in a minute. But I do appreciate that you guys have kind of,
You gonna join us?
Elizabeth from BioShock
I could use it
stuff
against
going
the
on. I was
Spectre.
like, here, let me use one actually throw you some ammo here and there. Ooh, toy. We can't have it.
Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all.
Yeah.
World always seems quieter when it's not.
Oh, I don't need to go any higher. Light touch to make sure it doesn't burn her fucking face off. Or her hand.
No. Damn it.
That's a pretty crystal orb, though. What do you think? D100 for us?
It's better than nothing.
Gotta fucking die the size of a golf ball. I've seen them. I've seen bigger. And they make satisfying thunks. Come on. Come on, game. Load a little faster if you would.
I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths.
Maybe.
I should Check on the clone, too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
That check on the clone, too. It's like, bitch, you actually know her name. Okay, let's talk to people.
Anybody seen one of my machine strike pieces around?
Why don't you check the cache? Maybe you left it there when you dropped off all that ale.
Oh. Hope it didn't get stained.
I love it. He doesn't even argue that this could have happened. Just, hope it didn't get stained.
Erend? You okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of me now.
There's two of you now. Well, at least you seem to be handling it okay.
Well, she found out a while ago.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I'm trying. Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better if Zoe and Varl took care of her. No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
I mean, he's not wrong.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine.
Yeah.
Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
Yeah, that's always adorable. You know, he doesn't even seem upset about this. That, you know, that's just how we roll, man. Shit blows up
What are you
around us.
working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little symbols, they give me a headache. But I'll get up to speed. I promise.
We know. It's okay now. You're an adult. You are probably a few years older than Aloy. You know. Because you were actually old enough to fight in the Red Raid, so you were probably closer to 30 than 20. Trying to learn to read now is, yeah. He might have been able to read, you know, his own people's script before, but this is new.
I have to get going.
Don't go causing too much trouble.
Would I do that? I mean, let's be honest, it's fucking Aloy.
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest.
I'm already on it.
Take what you need. Aloy, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just, checking up on how everyone's doing.
You mean after meeting someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you, down in... Guess this must be even stranger for you than it is for us, huh?
And you probably don't even see the
Varl
irony
said
in her
she
being
may
in
be
the
able to help us in
basement.
our mission, though.
Maybe. You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt. I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down there like that.
Yes, we put the science
She looks like
experiment in
she's
the
barely
basement.
seen the light of day as it is.
What else have you been up to?
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings, the subfunctions. I wanted to understand why one of them would do what they did to Fa. Imagine my surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current
Look,
troubles.
Hephaestus is just kind of sick and we
whole
can
again.
fix it.
Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Aether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like Stormbirds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those Stormbirds in line.
Woohoo!
I need to get going.
May the land bloom in your steps.
So the old ones painted their faces with something called makeup. Like the Karja. Why? Yeah, beats me.
You know, your girl
It
here.
means something to them. As it does to my people, and the Tenakth.
I just think my face says it all as is. That's all.
You are a very handsome man, to be fair.
That it does.
What's up?
Nope, nothing more to do with you.
I have to go.
I'll keep on studying that.
Come back when I get the next thingy.
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity.
A useful war map.
Yes.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must ask. The woman Varl and Aaron brought in, she's related to you.
It's hard to explain. She's more of a copy.
Good. If she's anything like you, we've just gained reinforcements.
Maybe. I heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tenakth territory with that Karja armor of hers. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her on sight.
She'll be careful. She's just looking for someone who might need her help.
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Yeah. Here's the thing: the Yatara are willing to throw down. They
You
would
said
just
you were
rather not.
training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaro's mission for peace is the correct, for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
What did Chief Hikaro say?
You spilled rebel.
Well,
Okay,
Indeed.
we already covered that one.
I need to go.
On your way?
This, the hologram room. It is a monument to my knowledge, the knowledge I've learned.
Where'd Katana go?
Yeah, usually works if I just flick it a few times with my thumb.
Come back to you. Gotta go down and look for.
Aloy! Glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand. Everything real feels unreal. Is there anything that can help? Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
The focus is primitive.
Booting up.
Apparently it fucks with your serotonin levels.
So, Aloy, I suppose you want information about you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago? That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed. So far, Zenith established a colony world after all. Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable. Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves? Not their descendants. What? Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know? How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves? I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants. And you, does that mean that you're... I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface. All so that I could serve my function. Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it? When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over. So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over? When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want. Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that?
The super entitled wealthy people?
Have a hard time doing that.
Well, yeah.
The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it?
Dude, they made
They
her in a
told me I
lab
was
like you were
born to
born.
interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do.
Yeah, they weren't telling her
Leave
shit,
Earth
Aloy.
for their own benefit. So you know about the extinction signal? It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her. Yeah, well, surprise. So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them? They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says. Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab. He enjoys hurting people. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. These are the same. These are not the descendants that left. These are the actual motherfuckers.
You mentioned the Zeniths set up a base here on Earth. Where is it? Off the coast. I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside, but I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine wars. It must be impregnable. What's inside the base? Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit, plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need. Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met? I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space, other survivors of the colony. You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age, too.
Yep.
How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run. I'd never survive on my own in the wilds.
No, you wouldn't.
Then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate
I bet
function,
I'm going to see a
only one of the
picture
Zeniths would go
of
with me.
Kitty.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Banus dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Yes, Lulu is very pretty. And looks very comfy where she's at.
You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Tilda got it while they were fucking. Bitch.
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating. All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or...?
So how long?
What?
You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
optimal strategy, so? Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus. What? You don't have Hephaestus already? Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single location. Of course not!
Do you have the answer,
You don't
bitch?
even know who the Zeniths really are. You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing. They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location. What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything, everyone, they're gonna die. Hey, calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help? I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry. Okay, well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
Yeah, look, man. Aloy didn't have access to fucking Apollo.
Her
You
injury's
did.
not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia.
Let's see.
Playing that song again. Love you, Aaron.
Hey, you and Aaron okay?
Nothing some rest can't take care of. Are you okay? This beta thing, it's a lot.
No,
Even for you.
Just trying to take it one step at a time.
Fair enough. If you need anything, just let me know.
It's good to see you and Zoe enjoying yourselves.
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas for a gift.
Oh, God.
And to thank her for helping me study the glyphs. Something from the old world that she's never seen before. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed animals. If you ask me, stuffing a dead animal with anything, really, doesn't sound like a good time for anybody.
Maybe Gaia can help you find something else.
I understand. Varl has no way to know this, but they're not talking about taxidermy. No. They're talking about, you know, cloth sewn and shaped into the shape of an animal and then stuffed with, well, I haven't seen any cotton in this game, but, you know, some kind of fiber. Maybe hay. I don't know. I understand the concept.
How's everyone dealing with Beta?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Aaron. He was totally lost. Then Zoe said something about 2 trees coming from 1 seed. That seemed to help a bit.
I see everyone settling in.
Zoe's planning on bringing all kinds of plants in here. Says a home should always spring with life anew. I asked Aaron to help find some. I think he'd rather stick his head into a snap mall.
Still, it's not a bad idea. Should liven up the place.
Make your girlfriend happy?
I'll keep an eye.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anyone I'm missing? No? Okay. There you are.
Thought we could talk?
As long as you deem necessary.
And currently it's not.
I have to get...
Carry on.
Yeah, it's like, Gatalo's definitely warmed up to me. He's like, he's willing to talk to me, he's willing to hang. He still mostly keeps to himself, but don't forget these are a bunch of new people. Don't lag on me.
Welcome back.
Do we need to talk?
Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this.
Pretty ball.
The weapon it was part of somehow stripped Zenith of its shield.
Good.
But it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment. I will scan it.
Creates an EMP, I bet.
By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced. Comparable to Zenith technology. But not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us? Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Eleuthia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better get back out there.
I wish you luck on your search.
Right. Thanks, Gaia.
Game. Come on. Please, game. Just let me get to a campfire before you shit yourself again.
So I guess we won't be making use of Sylens' weapon. And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us. But I can't let it distract me. I still have 2 more sub-functions to get.
That reminds me, we still need to talk before I go.
Hey, Gaia. I'm back.
So I see what is on your mind.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast
Again?
archives
Fuck
of
you,
human
faceless
knowledge
questionnaire.
and cultural achievements.
No. Fuck off, scammer. There we go. Back to it.
Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically
All 3 of them. Or do you still need...
attaining them.
I guess that
Yes, we already answered these questions.
So, once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines, attack the Zeniths and take them out.
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered with the capacities of Hephaestus, I could design, build, and command such an army. Given the nature of the far Zenith threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using such technology to kill, no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good. It means you have a conscience. As Elizabeth intended.
Indeed.
Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over, so they can build it how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. Their own personal playground. So the Zeniths are the same people who left Earth. Physically immortal. How'd they figure it out?
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise. Given enough time, technology, and resources, any challenge can be overcome.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
It just took her longer than we had.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, no. My personal database is limited to those who worked on Zero Dawn. Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive about their members. Only one, Oswald Dahlgard, was ever publicly known.
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
And they removed him from the equation.
What we can conclude from your and Beta's experiences is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit of their goal. To protect life on Earth, they must be stopped.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
Unintended side effect.
This myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development of Zero Dawn.
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith, but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Oh, and they punished him.
It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the systems designed through him, despite his failure.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology, while we lack Were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a no shield.
So they're...
Always.
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's... not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
Exactly.
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true, she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
Confidence she lacks.
I guess so.
Now.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
Yeah, and again, you know, the thing is, yeah, they were both created in a tube. But, you know, Aloy was given to Rost. Beta was given to the fucking servitors, you know?
When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising.
Yeah, unsurprising.
See you later, Gaia.
Until next time, Halo.
There is something I'd like to discuss.
Of course.
It's about the land gods. If you have time, that is.
You said you wanted to talk about the land
I
gods?
have time to discuss it,
I
yes.
think there's a way to heal them so that they'll once again provide Plainsong with grain. Gaia gave me a set of instructions. She called it, reboot code. If we deliver it to the land gods, their derangement will end.
That's great.
Maybe. There are thorns on the path. Unless the code is given by Hephaestus, the land gods will reject it. Gaia showed me a way around this. We need components called control cores from machines made by Hephaestus. Machines similar to the land gods.
The Grimhorns.
You mean Grimhorns? Like the one we fought in the repair bay?
Yes. Gaia helped me locate 2 of them out west.
So, kill the machines, get the control cores, then use them to adapt the reboot code into something the land gods will obey?
If all goes well. But taking down 2 Grimhorns won't be easy.
We'll do it together.
Bless you, Aloy. I'll send you the location of the machines.
I'll let you know.
Good.
Okay, no other quests. Yes, last girls on Earth. Aaron. Seriously, if I was,
The Banuk can survive freezing?
if I was making the 3rd game, I would talk to people that had, you know, made fan music for this. And actually ask them if we can put it in the game as a quote-unquote found audio file. I mean, obviously you'd have to ask everyone individually and stuff, but it would be pretty cool. Eek. Wrong fucking arrow anyway. Sorry about your ass. You know, I meant to kill you in a more dignified spot on your body. Shit. Okay, so we're gonna save.
I see you, champion.
Yes, yes. Give me the rumors.
I spotted a group of Osram salvagers wandering the edge of the desert near the southwestern border. I'd report it, but I don't think they'll last long. If the machines down there don't get them, the storms will.
Oh, that's kind of you. Sounds like those Osram could use a
Don't let
hand.
the pretty landscapes.
I'll keep an eye out for them if I'm down there.
You shouldn't miss this chance to trade.
Okay. I may move. Okay. I'm gonna send us off. I'm gonna raid somebody. But after that, we're gonna call it because, yeah, I don't know if I'm tired, but Outlast. Okay. I don't know what this is, but we'll do it. Just let me check, make sure that's the name. Yeah. Phasmophobia. Could be interesting. And let's go. Okie dokie.